Oh boy, there we go. Sorry to anybody watching out there. Technical difficulties were being had. Welcome to Monsters and Mapping Monday. I need to self promote. So gotta go tell Twitter. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. That is better. Huh. Sorry about that. Well, it is Monsters and Mapping Monday. I do believe I will probably be talking to myself this evening because I think my good friend Kathy might have some homework that they are doing. And I don't think anybody else is on. Um, but we are going to continue making this cool witchy house that I was making before. We got to add some foliage, add a new level. This is ground level. We've got to make a basement and an upstairs as well. And we will be talking about any monsters that anybody wants to bring up in chat. And maybe a couple other monsters that I pull up along the way. I do have my handy dandy tome of beasts going on right here next to me, so I can pull some whoosies out of there if we want to talk about any specific monsters of the exotic nature. Oop. Speaking of, let me grab one of those books before I get really started. I'm back. Still have yet to get my Tome of Beasts Pocket Edition too, as they don't have the Pocket Edition out yet. It's just the hardcover version, and I don't feel like spending $50 on that when there is a perfectly adequate $20 version that I could be getting. Well, $22 version that I could be getting. Eventually. And until then, I guess I will just be deprived of all the cool monsters that come therein. But the first monster that we're going to talk about today is actually going to be out of the Creature Codex. The Creature Codex actually has some very nice little interesting creatures that it has in there, but it also focuses on a lot of folklore creatures that you don't find other places. One of them is Baba Yaga. They like to spice things up a little bit in there and add some flavor to Baba Yaga and give her some minions. Let me just read something really quick. The iron teeth of Baba Yaga. A set of iron dentures flap through the air, screeching in a voice like metal scraping on metal. So A flying set of teeth. Baba Yaga herself gets a flying set of teeth. Now, I don't know about what your grandmother has in your mouth, but I would find that supremely terrifying to be attacked by dentures. I find dentures to be kind of disconcerting altogether, just on a personal standpoint of I will probably someday be wearing them. Um, but just in general, let's see. We need some trees. Baba Yaga has a house too, and her house is on giant chicken legs. They didn't include it here inside the book. No Baba Yaga's hut, just Baba Yaga and her iron teeth, but I feel like that could be a monster all on his own, don't you? An entire hut with chicken legs on it? I am quite certain that I would love to DM that, attacking a party. They've got something similar going on in Curse of Strahd with one of the hags they've got in there. Don't want to spoiler alert it too much, but there's a vaguely similar thing going on in there. I think we should increase the scaling on these trees. You don't want to put too many of the same tree everywhere when you're making maps, but you have a couple every couple of whip stitches. And you should probably also change the size of them every once in a while, so not all trees are the same sizes, even if they are the same pattern occasionally. Speaking of trees, I think that the next monster that I pull up will be a tree. Let's see. What have they got in the elemental scale that we could talk about? Let's see. Mountain creatures, planar creatures, wasteland, underground, underwater, urban, coastal, arctic, badlands. Forest. Hmm. Man, there's a lot of forest creatures. It's kind of hard to choose from them all. But I think I've got one. There we go. There's a good one. I'm going to pull up a picture for you all really quick. This guy is a good summation of it. So, the Shadowbright is the stump of a blackened, frost-bitten conifer standing upright on 6 leg-like roots. It scuttles sideways like an arboreal hermit crab. Inky shadows fill a hollow near the base of the stump. It has a CR rating of 1, so not extremely powerful, but at the same time, it definitely looks pretty spooky. As, of course, damage vulnerabilities to fire and damage resistances to cold and necrotic. It has 60 feet of blind sight, and it has 40 movement speed, though, which is not exactly something you would expect of a plant. So that in itself can be a little bit spooky. Let's see here. It's considered neutral evil. And ooh. The Shadowblight longs to spread the shadow that animates it to other dead trees. It also tries to find a door to the plane of shadows, allowing it to exist in secluded darkness forever. It is willing to slaughter anyone who prevents it from satisfying its desires. So basically, it's an extremely emo tree, if we're going to break it down to its base bare minimum. Well, an extremely emo dead tree. Shadow blights are sometimes cultivated by vampires, liches, or necromancers as particularly loathsome guardians. When they kill a living creature, they briefly flower. These blossoms resemble a pinkish dogwood or, in some climates, a flowering plum tree. It has a cool melee spell attack called Frozen Shadow Tendril. It's +5 to hit. It has a 10-foot reach, and it's 2d6 cold damage plus 1d6 necrotic damage. It can also, once after a short or long rest, use animate plants. The Shadow Blight magically animates 1d4 plants within 60 feet of it, turning them into awakened shrubs under its control. These plants' attacks deal an additional 1d6 necrotic damage. If the shrubs are not destroyed before 1 hour passes, they become new Shadow Blights. So basically, they propagate, which is probably not good for many people. I'm gonna find a couple of stumps to put in here, and we can pretend that they are Shadow Blights. I'm sure that that will not be good for a lot of people, but I'm happy with it. But first, more trees. Tis a forest after all, even if this is more of a clearing-y part of it. And it definitely needs more trees in here, of all of the different scales. And we're gonna do a super big one. All right. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what I was looking for. A tree stump. I'm gonna make it slightly bigger. And then put it dangerously close to the road. That won't be worrisome at all. Wonder what other stumps we can find. Snowy tree stump with fungus, waterlogged tree stump, scorched tree stump. Well, our dragon breathes ice, so that's not going to do very much good. But he hasn't been around this area. Victorian would. Ooh, that's a good tree stump. That's a scary tree stump. That is the best tree stump. This tree stump is going over here, and it's going to be quite large. Right there. Yes, that is a good tree stump. I feel like that guy who does the paintings of the pretty little clouds right now. And we'll have a pretty little happy little tree stump over here, sapping the life of the living, 'cause it's actually a shadow blight. Don't worry, y'all. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's probably time to talk about our next monster since we've got some trees up there. Oh, we're on a pretty witchy theme tonight, I think. Let's see if we can find anything witch related. What have we got in here? I know one of these books has a bunch of different kinds of hags in it. Let's see if I can find that. I'm partial to hags. You will find that I prefer hags over a lot of other things. As far as my villains go. They're extremely complex, actually. There's a bunch of different kinds of them, and they tend to hate each other for the most part, we found. Most hags don't like being around other hags unless they're forming a coven. This one only has the one hag in it. Snow hag. We'll talk about that one though. Wrapped up against the cold in thick furs and a headscarf, this ugly old crone has a hooked nose, blue tinged skin, and long, clawed fingers. She trudges through the snow, leaning heavily on a gnarled staff. She looks like a frostbitten grandma. Snow hags enjoy posing as kindly, wise women selling herbal remedies and lucky charms. These remedies will work at first, but their efficacy soon fades, prompting the buyer to ask for something more permanent. This hag is only too willing to help, but will ask for a favor in return. This might involve spreading gossip about another villager or playing a harmless prank on a neighbor. Slowly but surely, things escalate until everyone in the village is at each other's throats, much to the hag's delight. Oh dear. Oh man. Oh god. Um, so the reproduction system of this particular hag is extremely terrible. I am not liking it, not at all. Um, huh. um, hmm. So, snow hags reproduce by stealing human infants and eating them. A year and a day after consuming the infant, the hag gives birth to a beautiful ice maiden. The magical kiss of an ice maiden freezes the heart of a mortal, putting it under her spell. But this magic can be broken by the kiss of the victim's true love. If an ice maiden loses 7 lovers in this way, she transforms into a snow hag. Wow. Um, wow. I don't, mm, I don't know how to feel about any of that. Your challenge rating 3, so they are pretty dangerous. They're not, they're not, they're not exactly tiny like the Shadow Blight. This is not an ice hag's house, though. We are in the middle of the forest, and it is a quite nice little house. Definitely not ice hag house. Um, but other people could live there. It could be a place for other people. Which reminds me, we need to name this. This is ground floor. Ground control to Major Tom. There we go. Okay. Now I need to find a spot where the basement would be. I'm gonna go with right here. I need a door. I need a door that's on the ground. Wonder if they specifically have a cellar door. Let's try that. It could be a no. But they might have a door on the ground. Broken wooden doors. There's a bunch of broken doors. I don't really want a broken door. I just want a door that's on the ground. Glowing doors. Broken doors. Sci-fi outdoor buggy. Okay, that's interesting. Uh, that door's sort of the best, I guess. Maybe I can make something else look like a door. Oh. Hmm. Um. You know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure I can find something to look like a door. Oh, hey, perfect. Just need to make it much, much smaller. and turn it around. There we go. Okay, and even smaller. Maybe not quite that small. 35? Yes, perfect. Okay. And yes, perfect. It looks like a cellar door. It's perfect. I am so happy. Hmm. Well, this book only had the one hag in it, and I'm on a hag kick tonight, so we're going to talk about more hags. Let's see what I've got in the regular Tome of Beasts. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them. One of these two books had a lot of hags, and it certainly wasn't the last one. G. H. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is blood hags. Now, blood hags, blood hags are very noticeably hag-like. I don't think that they could ever pretend to not be hag-like at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and get you a picture of a blood hag because it's not pretty. Trigger warning for anybody who does not like extremely gruesome things. Let's see, where are we? There you are. This is a blood hag. This is not pleasant. Not in any remote stretch of the imagination is this a pleasant thing to look at. Um if you're into that, more power to you for body positivity, but I am judging you. This bent-backed crone has long, leathery arms and cruel, flesh-shearing talons. Her face is a misshapen mass of leathery flesh with a bulbous nose, like a gnarled knot on an old oak tree. You can kind of see it right there. It's kind of browning around the edges, even though it's green and gushy in the center. I don't know what's going on with her hair, though. It does not look very nice. Oh, worm hair. Okay. A blood hag's hair is a morass of wriggling worms, ever thirsty for fresh blood. Okay. And I thought it was a problem that one time that my kids got lice. But this is a parasite on a whole different level, if I'm going to be honest with you. So that's lovely. Speaking of blood, I'm sure you can see the nice little splash of it over here leading to a surprise that people may or may not be able to discover later. But it is now time to make a new level. Let's see. What level is it at? This is going to be upper floor. Alright, need to go back to ground floor for a second. And since we're going to be painting, we're going to use our handy dandy paint tools. Let's see here. It's been a while since I actually did that, if I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, cool. That. That. Gosh darn it. It's been a while since I had to take from one floor to another. Hmm, Give give me a moment. Nope, that didn't work. I don't want to wall tape. I just want to put... Ah, there we go. Ah, so silly me. Well, that didn't work now, did it? Wild grass. Okie dokie. That one. That one. That one. Or that one. There's too many wild grass. Alrighty. Mm, I don't know if that's the right size, actually. Yeah, no, it's bigger. Ah, shoot, that's just me zooming in. Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes I hate my brain because it doesn't let me remember exactly how to do things. Ah, here we are. Scaling. Gosh darn it. Yes, better. Okie dokie. Alrighty. And let's see if I remember correctly. There is a way for me to show the upper layer. Layers and levels. Levels. There we go. That'll make this much easier. So when you click on ghosting, you'll be able to see your lower level, and it's easier to place things where they need to be and draw other things if you need to for your next level. So that works out pretty well. I can line things up for where I want my second floor to be. But anyway, now that we've got that figured out, back to hags. So we were talking about the blood hag, and we were talking about her worm hair, which is horrible. That worm hair actually is part of an attack they do called blood drinking hair. It's a melee weapon attack, +9 to hit, 10-foot range, 3d8 +5 piercing damage, and a medium or smaller target is grappled. The DC to escape is 15. A grappled creature takes 2d8 plus 3 necrotic damage at the start of the hag's turns. As the hag feeds, hag heals half as many hit points. The hag gains excess healing as temporary hit points. The hag can grapple 1 or 2 creatures at a time. Also see face peel, it says. What is face peel? Oh! The blood hag peels off the face of one grappled foe. The target must make a DC 17 dexterity saving throw. If the saving throw fails, the face is torn off. The target takes 8d6 plus 10 slashing damage and is stunned until the start of the hag's next turn. If the save succeeds, the target takes half damage and isn't stunned. Oh, Jesus. Heal, regeneration, or comparable magic restores the stolen features. Other curative magic forms a mass of scar tissue. Oh my god. The peeled off face is a tiny animated object. What? What? Per the spell, the face has 20 HP. Its AC is 18. It doesn't have an attack. Its strength is 4. Its dex is 18. And it's under the hag's control. It retains the former owner's memories and personality. Oh my god. Blood hags keep such faces as trophies, but they can also wear someone's face to gain advantage on charisma deception checks made to intimidate the face's former owner. What the fuck? So here on Monsters and Mapping Mondays, I think we're seeing the D&D interpretation of a skinwalker at the moment, which is just absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to implement this into a campaign at some point. But let's see, it's a challenge rating 11, so it's gonna be a fair darn bit down the road there that we would be doing such a thing with the lovely blood hag. Oh my god. um I don't know what to say about any of that. That is absolutely a terrifying feature. And kudos to whoever decided to put that into a book, because goddamn, yeah. Um yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Now we're going to do the upper floor. It's not going to be quite as big as the lower floor because it's going to be more of a peaked cottage look, but it is going to need to be large enough to accommodate a smaller version of the fireplace, because it's going to have a bathroom upstairs, because we're civilized and junk. Not really a bathroom, it's more of like a room where you can wash. It'll have a bathtub and everything. It'll be pretty nice for that. And also still going to need to have the staircase right here. Gotta mirror that. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Alright, so I've got to mirror where the important things that are still visible outside are. And I am going to need to make some of these portions roof portions. Okay. Let's see here. Roof, 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 roof. Roof? Roof. Roof. Roof shingles, roof tiles, more roof tiles, more roof shingles, stone roof. Definitely not a stone roof, no sir. Come on. Here we go. Thatched roof. Thatched roof would probably make sense, actually. And the outer portion will also be thatched roof. Mm-hmm. To adjust the darkness on that, I think. Ah! No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. That's much better. Okay. I think that is mostly matchy-matchy. Okay, let's try that. There, we're gonna have... Gosh darn it, no, I want to draw things now. Goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. Let's see what this will look like. Oop. Yeah, actually, that looks pretty good. There we go. And then some thatched roof over here. Lovely. And it'll be thatched on top, too. It'll be great. I'll love it. Okie dokie. All right. Now I've got that done. Let's take another look at the lovely Blood Hag, CR11 monstrosity of a hag that I hate so much. As if it wasn't terrible enough, it has multi-attack. Blood Hag makes 2 claw attacks and 1 blood drinking hair attack. Her claws are +9 to hit, only a 5-foot reach, thank God, because everything else is just terrible. 46 +5 slashing damage. They also know something called Call the Blood. The Blood Hag targets a living creature within 30 feet that she detects with her blood sense and makes the target bleed uncontrollably. The target must make a successful DC 16 Constitution saving throw or suffer one of the effects listed below. A target that saves successfully cannot be affected by the hag's ability again for 24 hours. Blood Choke Curse. The target's mouth fills with blood, preventing any speech or spellcasting with verbal components for 1 minute. Blood Eye. The target's eyes well up with bloody tears. The target is blinded for 1 minute. Heart Like Thunder. The target hears only the rushing of blood and their thumping heart. They are deaf for 1 minute. Rupturing Arteries. The victim suffers 2d6 slashing damage as its veins and arteries burst open. The target repeats the saving throw at the beginning of each of its turns. It takes 1d6 necrotic damage if the saving throw fails, but the effect ends on a successful save. So basically, it is the worst blood demon you could ever come across. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this at all. It is extremely terrifying. I am afraid. It is it is quite horrible to look at, and I will enjoy someday throwing that at players, but not in a group that our dear friend Rooney is in, because their player does not appreciate horror very much. They would prefer that that not happen. So we are going to respect their wishes 110% with that, and we will focus on happy campaigns. Even though most of my campaigns still have a bunch of secrets that usually end up being not so happy for the people there. Yep. But anywho, it is time to divide this guy into walls. That's not the correct kind of wall. Outer wall. Oh, no, that's floor. Eh, Da 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 da. Bop. No. That is grass, silly. Yeah, there we go. There's the right kind of wall. Okay, let's see. So we'll be coming up into there. The upper floor is gonna be pretty much just the one big room right here and a smaller bathroom. And then the little storage room. There's the one room. And then there's the two room. This is his own little room and he needs a door. Everybody really needs a door. This wooden door is going to be ajar because that's just creepy and I enjoy a good creepy. The regular wooden doors. You can see this door right here. And this is the doorway that goes to the stairwell. Okay. All right, we're gonna unghost the levels for a minute so we can focus on these rooms a little bit more and make them look pretty and perfect. Let's see, this room is going to be my sort of bathroom, and it's going to need some windows. Mm-hmm. It's gonna have the lead glass windows. Ooh, those are fancy. It's gonna have one big lead glass window right there. Ooh, that's awesome. I like that. And then it'll have one big lead glass window right here too. Make sure I'm in dead center because I am very persnickety like that. That's a storage room. Doesn't get windows. Doesn't deserve windows. All right. And then this right here is technically going to be the bedroom, but also it's going to be a ritual room for the little old lady who lives in the woods. So we're going to need to find some fun things to fill it with, and what better thing to fill it with than satanic looking ritual circles, because my gosh, why not? Let's see. Do. Where's my horror stuff? House of Horror. Bloodstains, curtains, mirror, creepy mirror. We'll keep that in mind. Petrol canister. What's scary about a petrol canister? I don't know. Whatever. Pile of branches, plush toys. None of that is good enough. I know that there is somewhere around here actual, like, ritual circles because I saw them. I don't know what part they were in, but I saw them. And then traps. Ooh, acid pits, oil traps, boulder traps. I will keep this in mind for later, but not right now. Vikings, you didn't have a ritual circle here for me, did you? You have a nice lynx pelt, but not a ritual circle. Do. Wastelands. Nope, you got a lot of rocks that look like gut chunks, though. Wilderness. Yes, Arnis, maybe? Ooh, Dark Lord stuff. Maybe. I think might be where I saw it. Pretty gargoyles, globes, mounted deers, lecterns. That's a lot of different kinds of roses. Okay. Thorny rose bush, suit of armor, pretty bed. Blood vat. I don't need that for this campaign. But alrighty then. A desk, an organ. No. None of that is what I need. Modern assets. I don't think I need any of those. And I don't think it was in there. Oh, there's that nice staircase that I like, though. I will use that someday. Look at all these cool ruins over here in the river stone area. What the fuck? It's a dragon satchel. Okay. All of that is awesome. None of it is currently what I'm looking for, though. I will find it. Oh, yeah, Victorian, maybe. Possibly. Decoration. Dinosaur head. I don't know how that's Victorian, but okay. Bunch of chandeliers, fireplace, outdoor stuff, more stairs, tables, trees. I'm upset. I know it exists. I just don't know where it exists. Oh, maybe in laboratory. Yay! We found it. Alright. Now there's these runes. Gotta make them bigger. Can't see them. Those are okay. What about these runes? Also 200 skill, so I can see you better. I like the first one better. Alright. So, as soon as you walk into this room, right over here, which is definitely a storage room, nothing shady or hinky going on here, you've got your ritual circle. Excellent. Actually, those runes kind of look too technical. We should try the other ones. The other ones looked witchier. Okay, let's see, where were we? This one. Let's try this one. Yeah, that looks semi-witchier. I'm gonna go with that one. Okay, let's see here. What else can we have? Obviously bones. You can't have a ritual thing without bones in the very center of it. Too small. Not quite big enough unless it's halfling bones. Closer. Yeah. Right, dead center. We do want immortal and pestle. We don't want it inside the ritual circle, and we definitely 100% do not want it that big. Yeah, that's the appropriate size for a nice little mortal and pestle. You sit right there, darling. Let's see here. I am fairly certain that we need some form of candles. Or lights. See what we've got for candles. Old candles. Candles lit. I like that. No, thank you. Maybe this one? Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, let's see. We've got to triangulate this properly. Need to turn these slightly and not mirror things right now. Gonna have some right here. And then we're gonna twin it over here. It's important not to break the lines of your ritual circle unless you want to anger the spirits and perish. Also, we're going to need to move that mortar and pestle so we can get the other things there. We're going to put it like right here. There we go. And handles. Gonna need to mirror that again. So right spot. Yes, excellent. Wonderful. Mm, and just because, like, nobody wants to have to kneel in front of their ritual circle on the hard stone, we're going to give a nice little cushion right here. We're going to reduce its size to 75, though, because it's just a couch cushion. So, yeah, we're going to do that right there. And, mm-hmm. Let's see. What should we do next? Could put some bones in there. Oh, look at that. It's the fucking summoning circle I was looking for earlier. Too late. We're using this one now. So, fuck you. We do need some blood, though, I think. Yes. Go. I want it to rotate just a little bit, just an odd number of degrees. There we go. What else does this House of Horror have, though, that I could use? A wrapped body? No, we've already got one body downstairs. I mean, plush toys would be pretty scary, but it's not that kind of a modern house. The fuck is Sina Una? Oh, it's more of a tribal kind of looking area. Ooh, that's a nice fish. If I have a fish market that I have to make, I'm going there for the fish. Sewers, you always have cool stuff for me. What we've got? Nah. Vikings, you have some pretty cool looking stuff. Maybe you have something I can use? Possibly. No, it's nothing good. The pirates? You're mostly nautical, but sometimes you give me some weird stuff. That flag looks like a snake, and I was about to grab that because that would have been lovely. You know, shells and things make really good channeling. You use shells for a lot of cool stuff when you're channeling things. Leave that there. Confuse everyone. I don't know what an amphora is. I assume it's some kind of drinking vessel just from the shape, but I don't actually know. All right. I think the secret ritual room that's not really secret because the bathrobe opens into it is done. Let's get a bathtub. Regular bathtub. Circular bathtub. Maybe. Tubes. No. Sci-fi tubes. Dark Lord washing tub. The Dark Lord. Ooh. I like that, I think. We're going to make it bigger, though, because it's going to be a bigger washing tub. I can barely fit one person. Bigger. Okay, yeah, sure. It's going to be right under the window so the people in here can look out and view things while they're in the washing tub. Lovely. There we go. All right. We've done quite a bit of work on this. So it's time to hit pause on the world building for a second and head back to the Tome of Beasts for our next hag of the evening. It is the Mirror Hag. A mirror hag forces an unsuspecting creature to reflect on its own superficiality by gazing into the hag's horrible face. Now, I will say they do have a horrible face, but he doesn't look anywhere near as bad as the Blood Hag did. But let's get a picture going. Let's see. Whoopsie. There we go. There they are. This is the Mirror Hag. It kind of looks like one of those old school paintings that you see in kind of like the Impressionist era. And I'm not too jazzed about that, but it is better than the Blood Hag in my humble opinion. If I had to spend time with one or the other, I would definitely prefer the Mirror Hag over the Blood Hag. There is no wriggling worm hair. I am not going to get my face peeled off. At least I don't think so, just by looking over our stats here. Yeah, no. By and large, the Mirror Hag is definitely an improvement to the Blood Hag. Especially since they are only challenge rating 6 instead of challenge rating 11. That's pretty good. So let's see here. This is one of the hag types that likes to form a coven. So mirror hags can form a coven with 2 other hags. Generally, mirror hags only form covens with other mirror hags, but from time to time, mirror hags will join a coven of witches or green hags. They have the ability to disguise self at will. These guys are a casting sort, and they have magic resistance. Hag has advantage in saving throws against spells and other magical effects. They have an effect called Confounding Ugliness. When confronting a mirror hag at any range, a creature must make a choice at the start of each of its turns. Either avert its eyes so that it has disadvantage on attack rolls against the hag until the start of its next turn, or look at the hag and make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. Failure on the saving throw leaves the character stunned until the start of its next turn. So basically, it stuns you with how ugly it is. I would argue that this should be given to the Blood Hag, since, I mean, it just really looks like a creepy old grandma who does not wash her face very much, whereas the Blood Hag looks way worse. Way, way worse. It does have multi-attack. A Mirror Hag can use this rig configuring curse and make 1 melee attack. She also has a bite instead of a claw attack, which is a +6 to hit. It reaches 5 feet, and it does 48 plus 3 piercing damage, or 88 plus 3 piercing damage against a stunned target. So basically, if you look at her and you get stunned by her ugliness, and then she bites you, it's going to hurt more.
She also likes to hit you with a stick, apparently, because she has a quarterstaff attack. She also has a curse called Reconfiguring Curse. The Mirror Hag curses a living creature within 60 feet, giving it beastly or hideous features. The target of the Reconfiguring Curse must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 charisma damage. A successful save renders the target immune to further uses of the hag's curse for 24 hours. Well, I must have met a mirror hag somewhere in my days because I have definitely been hit with that reconfiguring curse. There is no question about it. Um, but anywho, Yeah, it's the Mirror Hag.
she's not nearly as ghastly as the blood hag. I am not as upset about them as I am about the blood hag. I could live with them. They're just a really creepy old lady. Hmm. Speaking of creepy, we gotta get back to our building. Only got about 49-ish minutes, 39-ish minutes left in the show for tonight. But we've got to get this upper floor done because I want this ready for my players on Friday in case they accidentally stumble by this general area. I don't want things to be awkward. Ha 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 ha. So we are going to need a bed. Let's see. Cyberpunk bed. No. Old bed, rotten bed. No, no, no bed rolls. She doesn't have a fancy Far Eastern bed. Greek bed? Nope. Pirate bed? Maybe the blue one. Blue one's kind of nice. Not a prison bed. The Viking bed is very colorful. Dark Lord bed. I like the red one. Modern bed isn't too modern looking, so I could probably make it work. But I don't like the green. Barbed wire. Okay. Victorian. It's a very white bed. And untidy beds. Hmm. I'm gonna go with the red bed. It's slightly smaller. Let's see here, and boop, one bed. And we are going to put a bench at the end of the bed because some people, myself included, like to sit down to put their shoes on. We need to make this bench smaller though. It's not supposed to be a super huge bench. Bench where you can sit and put your shoes on. There we go. Wonderful. And we're going to put a lovely bearskin rug on the floor, which we are not going to alter in size. There we go. Nice and homey. And let's see here. A coffin? No, I'm joking. Don't need a desk because that was downstairs. Don't need a torture table. Um, we do. Ooh, round table. That will make a lovely nightstand. We will do that. And then we will put a little bit of stuff on the table next to it. 65, just slightly smaller, more nightstand-like. There we go. Love that. Yeah, mounted wolf head and put it over here. I'm going to need to rotate you 90 degrees. Excellent. And you're going to need to be smaller than that. You're not a dire wolf, you're just a regular wolf. Good. There, that's better. All right, let's see here. We need something for on top of the tiny little nightstand. Mm, I want a light. I want a light on top of the nightstand. A cool light. Like one that makes you go, that's not a normal light. Not lightning. I want a weird light. Oh, when I did fire that one time, a lot of cool stuff came. Fire. A fire hydrant. Campfire, round pit fire. Fire pit. Regular fire. Ah, here we go. Here we go. I do a tiny small green fire right here. It is just going to be very small, very tiny. Gonna be right there. Oh, it just makes the room glow a little bit. I like that. I like that. Oh, wait. No, I get it. Not above walls. There we go. Silly me. Oops. All right. And they need somewhere to put their clothes. Chest. Chest is the go-to place. Long chest. Not that big a long chest. 75 seems to be a go-to number for some stuff, for most of the stuff. We will put this chest right here. Gosh darn it. Bear. There we go. Kind of put book right there. You're gonna have to be much smaller than this though. Book. Excellent. Need to find a nice little bureau-y looking thing, I think. Do 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 do. Drawer. It doesn't really look much like a drawer. It's not very good. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not at all. But there's got to be something that I can use. Maybe in the House of Horror? No, you're letting me down. Maybe in regular furniture? That's a railing. I don't think Far East is the way to go. Maybe. No, it doesn't really match the wood type. Can I change that? Question mark. Guess not. Oh, maybe there's something else. I like that one. Smaller chest. And I would like it to mirror vertically. Two chests. And then I know I saw a mirror. Yeah, mimic. You saw nothing. Yes. Excellent. One large mirror right there. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm liking that. All right, time to pause and look at another hag. We're going to be looking at the sand hag now, which honestly is probably the least horrifying looking one of the lot so far. I like them, at least visually. I haven't read the abilities yet, so don't hold me to that. Let's see. I gotta find her picture. Hmm. Oh no. Well, this one actually looks kind of similar if we're gonna be honest. It's not the one that's in the book, but it is very similar to it. This withered crone glares malevolently, her face framed by lank gray hair. Her malicious grin is filled with shark teeth, and drool trickles from her lips. So yeah, I guess the shark teeth are a little bit less nice, but at the same time, she's still pretty okay. It's still pretty okay. It'll be fine. Um, but they are a CR5, so the weakest of the ones we've looked at so far, besides the one that was in the Creature Codex. They have a hatred of beauty. Sand hags are terrifying crones that haunt desert ruins and forgotten oases. Their hatred for things of beauty and peace is terrible to behold. A sand hag uses her illusions and mimicry to lure travelers into an ambush. They delight in tricking a caravan into an illusory oasis, killing all the riding animals and pack animals so the travelers can't flee, and then terrifying and slaughtering them one by one. For the slaughter of animals or humanoids, a sand hag prefers to rely on her claws, which drain the moisture from their victims. They leave mummified remnants in postures of life, tied to a saddle or atop a guard tower, to terrify others. Sand hags stand 6 to 7 feet tall, weigh less than 150 pounds, and dress in torn and tattered robes. Although skeletally thin, a sand hag's apparent frailty belies her prodigious strength. And they have an 18 strength, which is one of the highest strengths that I've seen for hags, so that's really saying something. They have magic resistance just like the mirror hag does, the advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. And they can cast invisibility at will. They also have a skill called mimicry. The sand hag can mimic animal sounds and humanoid voices. A creature that hears the sound can tell there are imitations only with a successful DC 14 Wisdom Insight check. It seems like these guys would get along really well with actual mimics, like the Oasis mimic. They could just like get an Oasis mimic and team up with them and just lure travelers to the Oasis mimic, and then they and the Oasis mimic completely destroy them. I think that would be a good partnership. So I think that I am going to save that information for a later time, maybe, possibly. Um, Scorpion step. The sand hag walks lightly across sandy surfaces, never sinking into soft sand or leaving tracks.
When in sand terrain, the sandhag ignores difficult terrain, doesn't leave tracks, and gains tremor sense up to 30 feet. For any of you who watch my Dragons Also Maybe Dungeons Twitch stream on Fridays, our party a couple of episodes ago had to deal with some Ankegs that were overrunning the logging camp they were sent to bring supplies to. Um, it it's not exactly the best thing. It means she can feel you when you walk, and anytime you move, she knows exactly where you are. So the only thing I think that might be worse than tremor sense is maybe blind sight, where they can see you no matter what, which is awesome. And like most of her hag brothers and sisters, Sandhag has multi attack. They can make 2 claw attacks. Their claw attacks are a +7 to hit. They reach 5 feet, and they only do 1d8 plus 4 slashing damage. But if the target is a creature, it must make a successful DC 12 Constitution saving throw or gain 1 level of exhaustion. So, if they hit you enough times, you're going to die automatically no matter how much damage they do to you. Because if you fail your Constitution saving throws, then I believe it's the 5th level of exhaustion that is instant death, if I'm not mistaken. 5th or 6th, I forget. Either way, it's a pretty low DC, but it's only a challenge rating 5 creature, so it would be a big issue for lower level party members for sure. It would be a great big baddie for them. They have an ability called Scouring Sirocco. The sandhag generates a blast of hot wind in a 30-foot line or a 15-foot cone. Creatures inside it take 46 slashing damage plus 2d6 fire damage and are blinded for 1 minute. A successful DC 14 Constitution saving throw halves the damage and negates the blindness. A blinded creature repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. The affected area, line or cone, is heavily obscured until the end of the sandhag's next turn. Basically, sand tornado. Sandhag use sandstorm. It is super effective. They also know a ability that's not really a combat ability called change shape. The hag polymorphs into a small or medium female humanoid or back into her true form. So she pulls a Nezuko. Her statistics are the same in each form. Any equipment she is wearing or carrying isn't transformed. Definitely a Nezuko. She reverts to her true form if she dies. Well, we're not near any deserts, so we're definitely not going to be seeing that in this campaign. I also don't think that there are very many 5e campaigns that center around a desert sort of area for the most part. So a lot of the people who would be using a monster like that would probably be doing it with homebrew. Something that they've cooked up themselves, which is always very fun. I'm having second thoughts about this bathtub, though. I want a different bathtub, I think. Hmm. But I like doing homebrew things. I'm working on one campaign called right now called Delectia, and it's going pretty well. It probably won't be ready for at least another year or so because I'm going pretty intense on it, and I want things to be absolutely wonderfully perfect. And yeah, this fits the aesthetic a bit more, I think. 75. Um, yeah, no, back to 100. It's better there. Yeah, that's good. Right there in front of the window. You can chill out. But yes, think that I think that I could probably fit a sandhag or two into Delectia. It's got an entire sort of desert near the middle of the continent that I've got. I'm sure there's a sandhag or two random encounter that could be lurking at an oasis. And fit that in there pretty nicely. Let's see here.
What else can we have in the bathroom? Water barrel, obviously. You need water to fill the tub, which I think comes from a spout on the roof, honestly. There we go. No. How about a pipe? Not a red pipe. Jesus. Don't you have any kind of subtlety? Okay, sure. I can make that work. Yeah, there we go. It's coming from a roof pipe. So yeah, the water runs down when it rains, fills the bucket, and not bucket, the barrel, and then you take from the barrel to fill the tub. That way you don't have to run down to the well that's downstairs every time you want to fill up the tub. Although, quite honestly, you probably would have to still to make it completely full, but yeah, c'est la vie. Of course, if we put an extra barrel here, closed barrel that might already have water in it. Boop. Yes, excellent. Put slightly to one side so they're not touching. Yeah. There we go. Much better. All right. Yes, that should work out just fine. And then we'll put an empty pot on top of it, because that is what we use to fill the tub with and heat the water with. And there will be a fireplace / hearth in this room, smaller than the other one. That's downstairs that we'll heat the water with. And that is how you have a bathroom inside. But if you need to actually go to the bathroom, I'm sure that pot can double as a chamber pot. In fact, we will put another pot slightly over here. That's not really big enough for somebody's butt. Yep. Okay, and yeah, right there. One chamber pot. Lovely. Okie dokie. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. All right. We are going to need to mirror again, just so I can see where certain things are so that I can add them in.
Good night, Mommy.
Good night, Jason. Good night, Patrick. I love you. There's that. There's that. Almost exactly. I'm not going to be crazy. I am not going to be crazy and go at it. It will be fine. It will be fine. All right, hearth. Nope. Mantle. That one, yep. Fireplace. Not a Viking fireplace. I want it to have a nicer fireplace. Let's see here. Rotate it 90 degrees. There we go. Scale it 50% for sure. It needs to be slightly smaller. Turn off the ghosting to see how it looks. Yeah, that looks nice actually. I would love to have a nice fireplace like that. Okay, okay. Looking good, looking good. All right. And now we are going to move on to the very last monster of the night. My personal favorite of the hag family currently, the red hag. This is the picture they give us in the book for the red hag. An elder race, much older than the elves, and as old as the dragons, they claim. Red hags are the most cunning and longest lived of the hags, having a lifespan of more than 1,000 years. Beautiful and strong. Unlike their hag kin, red hags are not hard to look upon, and most are considered comely in their own right. Few know anything about them, and the hags do little to enlighten them, preferring their seclusion. The hags have a deep connection with all elements of nature, and they often make their homes in deep forests, in caves, or alongside coastlines. Because of their close connection to nature, red hags often serve as druids. Within their druidic circles, however, they practice blood sacrifices and perform ritualistic blood magic, both to slake their craving for humanoid blood, but also as a means to venerate Hecate, goddess of dark magic. Red hags also favor the cleric and wizard classes. Few ever seek a martial path. The ancient hags all answer to a hierarchy. So, red hags are apparently more sociable amongst their own kind than other hags are, and they may even live in small communities in remote areas. In ancient times, they settled together in larger clusters and ruled small cities of mixed populations, especially in Midgard and Old Varain. Their current leader is Blood Mother Margaze, an ancient druid. Their greatest city, Talitheus, an island metropolis of vast wealth and magical knowledge, sunk during the Cataclysm, and the hags have been seeking its ruins ever since. So basically, it's their Atlantis. The hag can breathe air and water. They are amphibious. All right, let's see here. They have a bunch of spells of the first through fourth level, and they've also got quite a few cantrips that they get. Like a lot of the other hags, they do have magical resistance, and they have an ability called Blood Sense. A red hag automatically senses the presence of the blood of living creatures within 90 feet and can pinpoint their locations within 30 feet. So that's another
parasite thing that they've got that is probably not so great for you, much like Tremor Sense. They do not have multi-attack, probably because, as stated earlier, they don't do very many martial races, and they are more inclined to cast spells at you. But they do have a claw attack. It's a +6 to hit. It's a 4 feet range, and it has 3d8 plus 4 slashing damage. They've also got a special ability called Siphoning Aura. The red hag radiates an aura in a 30-foot radius lasting 3 rounds that draws all fluids out through a creature's mouth, nose, eyes, ears, and pores. Every creature of the hag's choosing that starts its turn in the affected area takes 4d6 plus 4 necrotic damage or half damage with successful DC 15 Constitution saving throw. Basically, she does a mass radius suck your blood. Chick's a very advanced magic vampire, in my opinion. It's great. It's great. Magic vampire. No, but she hot though. No question about that. But yeah, these are probably my favorite of the hags thus far because they look really cool. And I might just be saying that because, they're really hot witch ladies. And I like witch ladies. They're pretty cool. They're they're kind of cool looking and I really like them. But yes. So that is the last hag of the evening and the last monster of the evening. We will be wrapping it up from the night, and I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place, hopefully, for monsters and maps. Monsters and mapping. I haven't really decided fully what I would like to call this particular day, but I'm going to call it Monsters and Mapping Mondays for now because alliteration is the key to success, obviously. Um, and on Wednesday, I will be streaming our Dungeons and Dinosaurs with Cat and crew with our lovely DM Kalith, who is going to be once again doing this on Foundry. So you get a taste of something other than Roll20 for once. So that will be fun. But yeah, it's going to be nice to see you guys again there. I want to thank everybody who watched my last stream. We almost got to 5 people chatting at the same time, which would have got me that much closer to the affiliate. But I have faith that if we keep plugging along, eventually we will get at it. But anybody who is listening out there, we still need help at we still need help for Momo at Lindsay's GoFundMe. It is in my About section, so please, please, please visit the GoFundMe and help Momo breathe better. They're an asthmatic cat who could really use your help. We've had 3 donations thus far. Very nice of you guys. $95 of the $400 goal has been raised. And I have every faith that pretty soon you good people will make it so that Momo doesn't have to worry so much about their breathing anymore. Thank you for sticking with me, even though I don't have a co-host tonight. I do appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing you this Wednesday for Dungeons and Dinosaurs. And this week's episode of Dragons Also Maybe Dungeons will be occurring on Thursday instead of Friday. Thursday. One of our players, Rooney, is going on a trip to Jersey, the land of no left turns. Hopefully they will come back someday. But since Rooney is not going to be here on Friday, we are going to be playing on Thursday instead. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful night, and don't forget to roll initiative.